Thanks for joining us for another great episode of Sweet and Sour. On this episode, 4 guest panellists will offer sound advice on these 3 topics. Topic number 1, is Facebook and Instagram manipulating those that use their social media forums for profit? Our second topic, my mother caught me smoking a joint and kicked me out of the house. And our final topic up for discussion, when does collecting go too far and how do you deal with a collector's obsessive behaviour? I look forward to our guest panellists' responses. See you on the other side of this opening.
Got a problem, big or small, would a miracle be nice? Our motley crew is back, churning out advice. You might even laugh a bit in the following half hour. Park your backside on the couch, 'cause baby, it's time for Sweet and Sour. Right here on Sweet and Sour.
Pour some sugar in there, baby.
It's time for Sweet and Sour.
How's about some chili?
It's time for Sweet and Sour.
Oh, welcome to Sweet and Sour again. You're not going to believe it, but we had so much fun with this panel that we've invited them back again. Welcome again, guys. It's great to have you as part of tonight's episode of Sweet and Sour. Now, Mike, tell me, how's Midland going these days? There seems to be a fair bit of development up your way at the moment.
Mate, look, it's all happening out there. Lots of development, lots of mullets, lots of tight jeans, and AC/DC t-shirts as well.
I love AC/DC.
Yeah.
Great band indeed. Now, Tanya, you're involved in finance, and the last few years economically haven't been great in WA, but you're seeing an end to that dark cycle coming up soon. Is there something positive? You're not?
No, there's definitely an improvement in the current marketplace for sure, but there's still a long way to go for WA.
Do you feel that WA is always too orientated towards oil, gas and mining?
No, I just think I don't think in this particular climate it's not really to do with that. It's still to do with the fallout from the Royal Commission.
Yep.
And unfortunately that has imposed some particularly tough lending requirements for the average consumer. People are trapped in mortgage prison and being forced to pay higher interest rates because they can't show they can afford it to move. However, yet they can afford to pay the higher rates. So it's a challenging time for many people and it's very sad to see.
Well, it is. Let's hope it improves soon, though.
100%.
Alex, as always, it's great to have you as part of that panel.
Yep.
And you've been keeping well?
Yes.
Busy?
Yes.
How many hours a week are you studying art?
Oh,
How many hours is it really?
well,
Well, there's class time and then there's obviously practical
yeah, we
time.
have 3 hours of class and then you've got to do another 6 hours at home. But when I'm at home, I can spend up to 12 hours just doing one drawing in one go.
Incredible.
Yeah, a lot of work.
Very labour intensive.
Very, yep.
And Bill, you've always had a bit of fascination with media since you've got out of stand-up comedy, so...
No.
You haven't? No,
I'm just being contrarian.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I'm trying to do television stuff now. Like this is just so exciting.
This is
That's the most
television.
Yeah, it is. So and doing more public speaking and stuff. So it's all going slow because that's how it goes when you first start doing it. But
It's
I
a
will
long
be
journey, Bill.
tenacious and keep going, and eventually something will get somewhere.
I'm sure it'll all pay off eventually.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can do with this for this person that's written this wonderful letter. Under the Influence, it's titled, Hi Sweet and Sour. I've seen that both Facebook and Instagram are trialling hiding how many likes people get from their friends or followers on a post in order, they say, to create a more equal/inclusive environment for those whose posts don't gain much interest. Is it just me who thinks this is crazy? I've come to understand that these large corporations try to justify their actions by suggesting there is a greater good for the public. It never is that. It's only ever about profit. Now they are trying to stop the creation of more and more influencers, the people who have thousands of followers and who can direct the flow of business. Think about it. If no one knows who has more followers than the next person, the potential influence evaporates. Why do we tolerate this? Do you agree with my perspective? What can we do to protect against this type of corporate manipulation? Tanya, what's your feelings about this? You're pretty active on social media.
I am, and as someone with a reasonably active social media, I can see it from both sides because I do understand the whole point about it being we don't want people to feel bad. At the same time, I also don't agree with merit certificates for children attending school and just getting a certificate
participation.
Participation. Same thing with sports. Life is challenging, life is tough, and people need to learn how to deal with disappointment and things not going the same in the way they want them to. And unfortunately, life is in some ways a popularity contest. It doesn't mean to say someone's more successful or better or anything else than what you are. So I'm against it because it's the reality. Some people do more, and they have more engagement. That's okay. However, I would say that for the Instagram influencers, so much of these types of things are actually targeted at people like transferring their personal accounts to business accounts and then basically spending money to advertise and boost their posts. Sure. So a lot of these things that they're changing, they say it's for the good of the human race, but really it is to generate money in my
Mike,
opinion.
you must be using social media to support your business.
Look, we use a lot of social media, and I just want to say, Rosie, my heart bleeds for you that people can't see the amount of likes that you have. I mean, come on. Seriously, influencers I think are fantastic, and it's great that we can be influenced. But Facebook and Instagram is a business. They're in it to make money, and right now they've got a huge a portion of their business that's giving it away for free. So these influencers are contacting me going, hey, can I have a free meal and we'll talk about how great your cafe is?
Sure.
You know what? No, you can't. Come and pay for it and tell me how great it is. Or, you know, and it's just got to the point of being ridiculous. Yeah. And I think influencers need to get over themselves. Who cares how many likes you have? If I want to engage an influencer to speak on my behalf, then they can send me screenshots because they get all the insights and the information.
Exactly.
So that's where I think it sits.
Now, Bill, do you need likes to feel better about yourself or feel that your life's going in the right direction?
I think you guys are terrible people.
What?
Like, these millennials, this is very important. Like, their health and well-being. You know, this is something they've grown up with. It's part of their life. I can't say it with a straight face. I'm just kidding. Get a job and just be miserable like the rest of us working for one of these corporations. That's what you need to do.
Alex, what are your thoughts about this?
Oh, you know, like, as an artist, I like to see that I get people liking my work. You know, I'm on Instagram and it's encouraging. But what I can't stand is some of the pages that you see and they're just the same photo over and over, where it's the same pose, and you know, and it's sickening.
That's me.
Exactly. But I mean, it just gets to a point where what is reality for these people when it's all about how they look? When what we should really be encouraging is who we are inside and why do people, you know, it's just so superficial.
Very Martin Luther King.
If this person is like a millennial, they don't have their own business and they're complaining about nothing. But if they're a small business owner, like you guys have all just mentioned, it is quite useful so that you can cater to these people who live on the thing. So we should actually be encouraging them to live on Facebook so we can make some bloody money out of them.
I've done work for social media, for companies doing their social media, and I can tell you the decline has gone rapidly down.
In the effectiveness of the business?
From that, because it is about targeting actually only getting cash.
Yeah,
well, let me just say that we've asked our viewers out there to have their say, and Facebook and Instagram are trialling the hiding of the number of likes we receive. Is this a positive move? 65% said yes, and 35% said no.
You can still see how many likes you got because there's, you know, it says liked by and others. So then if you click on others, then you can see how many you got.
Well, we're going to take a break so people can get on social media and see if they like us and see if they want us back for our second segment. We'll be back very soon on Sweet and Sour. And welcome back to Sweet and Sour. If you'd like to send us a letter and have these wonderful panellists or panellists like this pontificate over them, you can get in contact with us via the internet, sweetandsour.net.au. You can get us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and Snapchat, which is about all the social media outlets you probably need in a day. Now, if your letter is voted by the panel of the episode, then you have this wonderful opportunity, courtesy of Natalie Cameron at NRC Communications, long-term supporter here at Sweet and Sour, and going to catch a great movie called Brittany Runs a Marathon, starring Gillian Bell. And she's a very, very funny actress indeed. Let's get stuck into this second topic. It's a pretty heavy letter, but It's titled Up in Smoke. Dear Sweet and Sour, I'm a 24-year-old female and my mother has decided to kick me out because of smoking since she caught me smoking a joint. Our relationship hasn't always been the best, but lately I felt we were overcoming all that and getting closer. Now, all of a sudden, because of one action, we had a full-on argument over the smoking, and she even went so far as to ask if I'd done harder drugs. In the heat of the moment, I didn't answer her. She then yelled, "If you don't change now, you'll never change." To be totally honest, panel, I don't do anything more than weed. In the past, I've had a reaction to some dodgy pills at a club, haven't we all? And because of that, never again. I have bounced around from house to house in the last month, and every time I try to talk to my mother about it, she doesn't want to and says that I'm old enough to make my own decisions. At this point, she simply doesn't want to hear any of it, but I want to mend what has been broken. So please offer me some help, as I know you will, you wonderful panel, as to what you think I can do to help mend my mother's and my relationship. Is it at all mendable? And this is from Alicia at North Balwyn in Victoria. Bill, what's your thoughts about this?
Well, Alicia, I love Jesus, so smoking pot is wrong. It's not entirely true. I'm not religious.
That was almost like an episode of South Park.
I don't believe you. I don't believe her. It's the straw that breaks the camel's back. She goes, it's this one thing. I'm innocent of everything else. I'm pretty sure that doesn't. And you're still living at home at 24. Like, you know, come on, get the hell out of the house.
Do you think?
Well, that's because you're Italian, yeah?
Yeah.
But if she gets out of the house,
You've got to
that's
live at
normal.
my house, you've got to live until you get
That doesn't
married.
look like an Italian name, so there's no excuse. If you're a skip out of the house by 19.
That's true. That's very true. Now, the Italians do have a lane on keeping their kids at home a lot longer, usually because their laundry's being done and their food is
That's
fantastic.
not because it's not because they're not willing to leave. It's because mom is like, don't leave. Why you leave?
That's true. That's true. Oh, you leave when you get married. Alex, what are your thoughts about this?
When I first left home, Mum goes, "Where are you going?" I was pulling out of the drive. I say, "Mum, I'm going to my place. Where are you going? Come back." Anyway, listen. While you're under your mother's roof, that's what
It's their
Mum.
rules.
You live under my roof. You do what I tell you to do.
Sure.
So what I think you should do. This is take this advice, Alicia. Make sure your mum's not watching. Go and say to your mother, "I'm sorry, Mum. I'm really sorry. I'll never do it again. You're right." Then go somewhere else and light yourself a joint.
Just relax.
And then relax about it and have a good time, okay? She doesn't have to know. You're silly to get caught, but you know.
Make sure she burns incense in her car.
Potpourri in the ashtray, if they have an ashtray anymore. Tanya, have you had a negative experience with your parents with some of your behaviour in the past that sort of caused you to be evicted from the house?
No, but I wish my son would.
What, you want him to go?
No. I wish that he would live his life a little bit more.
Okay.
If my son would make his bed, I would roll a joint for him if I knew how. I'm happy to trade some good traits. I agree though with Alex here. At the end of the day, if you're living under your mother's roof, you should adhere to her rules.
Sure.
And so my son, you should start making your bed because that's my rule and you're in my house.
Well, maybe Alicia needs to take a word of advice about the fact that she needs to be a bit more helpful around the home and maybe and
I don't think it's all mum's fault here.
If he doesn't start making it better, you're going to throw him out?
No, I'll just keep making it for him.
Mike, what are your thoughts? Did you fall away with your parents at any stage of your life?
Mate, I was the black sheep because I was doing the right stuff, right? I was doing the good stuff.
Okay.
But look, my suggestion to you, Alicia, is don't let the aggro, don't let the discussion or the disagreement separate you guys from your family. See, I'm from a European family, and I've got so many people that didn't talk for 20 years, 50 years even. My auntie we rediscovered her after 50 years. It's ridiculous.
And then they get to funerals and they're full of regret.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, well, that's true too.
Mate,
that
you know
very
what?
True.
Bake her a whole bunch of hash cookies, go and have a chat about it, and enjoy a cup of tea, a good strong coffee, you'll be fine.
Alicia, I'm liking where this advice is going, and we've asked you people out there to have your say, and your say is very clear. Is being thrown out of home for drug use and appropriate parental discipline? 30% said yes, but 70% said no.
Wow.
So in other words, it's sort of gone along with our sort of vibe, really, hasn't it? That you know.
Parents are always threatening to
This
throw
is
the
the
kids
problem.
out.
This is the problem in this society. Is
Kick them out, mate. Get a job.
Well, you've had your say, and while we're taking a break, I'm sure you'll be able to think about some of the wonderful comments that are made by a wonderful panel. Back very soon on Sweet and Sour.
Sugar on me, baby.
It's time for sweet and sour.
How's about some chili?
It's time for sweet and sour.
And welcome back to Sweet and Sour. Let's get stuck into this last topic. One man's junk. What are we talking about here?
His junk.
Oh, his junk. Anyway, hi panel. Does anyone know what it's like being married to a man that is a collector? I think my husband might be obsessive compulsive. He loves garden ornaments, especially naked ladies, and is forever fossicking around tips and garage sales for, as he likes to call them, finds. So far, he's lost count of how many finds he has, and I don't remember the last time I saw the front or back lawn. Now we've reached a bone of contention. He's run out of room outside and wishes to bring his hobby into the house. I've put my foot down and said no. Consequently, he started sulking. Am I being too harsh? I can't live with the mess, and I think he cares more about his junk than he does for me. I've been tolerant up until now, but how much should I let him get away with? I need to have him declutter and notice me instead. How do I do this, please? This is from Claudia in Aldana, South Australia. Alex, what can this lady do about this man's junk?
Oh, geez, Claudia. Anyway, I've never been married, so I don't know what it's like to be married to a man that collects junk like that. So
Yeah, but it's
kind
not
of
just
one
junk,
thing I'm glad
Alex.
about.
It's naked ladies.
Yeah, I was wondering, did you pose for any of those?
No, apparently he's been acquiring them from
So,
other.
but the thing is, you know, when I read this, I'm so glad that I'm single because I wouldn't want to have all that junk in the front yard and the backyard and then inside the house, you know. And if you want him to notice you, okay, what could you do?
Yeah, but Alex, you're an artist. You're an
yes.
artist. You obviously have an appreciation of the human form.
Yes, but I mean, I hate it when I've got my artwork everywhere. I feel cluttered, and it's just, it makes you feel, you know, like you want to come home and feel relaxed. So if he starts bringing that stuff inside, then it's not going to be a home anymore. It's going to be like all his stuff, you know. So I don't know what you can. But you want him to notice you, or just walk around naked. See if he does that.
I was going to say, bring the,
likes the naked ladies.
Yeah. He obviously likes the ladies. Bill, what are your thoughts about this?
Most
I
importantly,
just want to point out that you've got to.
you know how long I had to stick with this joke, and I don't even think it's a good joke.
Okay.
But whatever.
It works.
Now
It's
we're
a
moving
visual.
along. You guys giggled. Had a good
didn't
dad
even
joke.
see it.
Anyway, so no, you're not being too harsh, I think, because I am like kind of almost OCD. And this kind of clutter, people who are just collectors of garbage, they have mental issues that make my mental issues flare up. It drives me crazy. It's disgusting. It collects dust, it collects dirt. I can't stand it. What Claudia needs to do is order a skip bin.
Okay.
And just throw his shit in there. Just throw it all in there, and when he gets home,
But Bill,
you know, then he can unload it. But you got to make that stand and be like, we're either getting divorced, or we're gonna, and I'm gonna take half of your stuff and I'm gonna burn it.
But Bill, there's two different types of collecting. There's collecting and hoarding. Hoarding seems to be the
hoarding's
negative.
Well, that sounds like horrible.
It does. You think so?
Yeah, it's everywhere.
But it's
You
been very
can't see
specific.
stuff.
Garden ornaments inside the house does
that's
sound a bit
psycho.
strange. It is a bit
He's
strange.
got problems.
Garden
We need to get him
gnome-
into therapy.
But
That's
even,
probably actually
even
true.
garden gnomes had their day, you know what I mean?
I know the
But
garden
naked ladies in the garden, you know, I feel...
Donate him to that place down in Pinjarra or wherever it is, that
Pinjarra?
gnome land.
Gnome land.
Pinjarra.
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 Soon to become naked
I
lady
can't
land
say
if they
stuff.
get the thing.
Pinjarra.
I've been
Listen,
hearing that one.
people out there have had their say regarding this matter. Is it impossible to motivate another to declutter their life? 63% said yes and 37% said no. Well, that's incredible, really. Is it possible to motivate another to declutter?
No.
your life.
Apparently everybody thinks it is.
They're saying it is.
It takes a lot of bloody work.
Well, I've heard it's being a sickness.
It's an
Maria
addiction.
Quando. What's her name? You know, if it sparks joy.
Yeah, Marie Kondo.
Well, you know, I reckon. Look,
Mike, what do you feel about
well,
this?
you know what? The man loves his junk. And what man doesn't love his own junk?
That's
right?
true.
Just wants to grab him, wants to show the world his junk. Then I feel he should just.
But junk has so many meanings,
He
Mike.
just needs to let his junk out, let everyone see his junk.
Okay.
You know what? I'm inspired. I want to see his junk. I want to see his
As a matter of fact, let's all show our junk right now. No, let's not do that. Look, he loves his naked ladies.
It's great
garden
being part of the final Sweet and Sour episode ever.
See you around. Look, you know what? He loves to show his stuff off. Let him show it off. Who cares? So
Yeah,
what?
but she's the only one seeing it.
He wants it in his bedroom as
And
well.
you
It's a
were
bit
saying
weird, actually.
If it brings joy, do it. Yeah, but it's making everybody else miserable.
Yes,
Well, it's
this is
making
true.
her miserable, you know.
Well, you know, maybe she needs some of her own junk.
Maybe there's other men with junk in their own houses and look out at his front
She's
yard
got
full
the
of
problem.
naked ladies and they probably think to themselves, you know, the suburbs looking up.
That's true.
So to speak.
Great point.
Tanya,
Okay.
do you collect junk?
No.
You don't. You don't
But-
collect anything.
Shoes.
It's not junk.
Pictures of myself, as we've all discovered. But no, I think this is pretty much solid grounds for divorce.
Oh, you do?
And or perhaps maybe up the insurance policy, and in a little accidental fire, everyone wins.
A naked lady falls on him
Yeah.
by accident.
No. But on a
We
serious,
can say that.
yeah, on a serious note, what I would say is that you have to compromise here. He's entitled to have his junk, and but you're also entitled to have your space. So I would say you have to sit down and talk to him. This is like rational, so sorry.
Sure.
And just sort of say like, this is your space. Maybe you get the backyard, and we had the front yard clean and clear, and the outside of the house. But it's important to find a happy compromise, because at the end of the day, if it's something that he loves and he's passionate about, you don't want to take that away from him, because he will be angry and resentful.
But Claudia is very anxious about the fact
Yeah,
that
but-
she says he can't live with the mess.
No, and that's
She
fine.
can't live with the mess, but
it's fine.
he
But
cares more about the junk than he.
But then,
That's
okay.
where I think the relationship's in jeopardy here. Tanya.
Yeah,
I've got
100%.
an idea. Get him to buy a huge garage in the backyard, and that's where all his junk can go. You can put a TV in there, and you can pretend that's the house.
why
And that'd
they
be
have
perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
it's a compromise. At the end of the
There
day,
you go.
relationships,
You are wise.
relationships, although I've never been successful in one, are about compromise. So I've read.
But you know what, though?
It's not about compromise, it's about winning. That goes well.
This is why.
Every young guy, when
Hello.
they start a relationship, they're like, I'm going to win. And then eventually you're like, I'm sorry.
But you know what? If the issue is there's not enough room, well then maybe move her along.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe Claudia, you're gone. We need some naked
But
lady
it also
statues.
sounds like he's trying to replace her inside the house with other naked ladies.
My point exactly.
It's obsessive compulsive behaviour at the end of the day, and the more he gets, the more he wants. Yeah. So the thing is, you have to draw the line in the sand, and that's the bottom line. And either he can respect that, or there are
At
serious
least
issues.
it's just a statue. Like I went around to a friend of mine's house. I never knew how he lived. I walked in there, and no joke, everything was from the floor to the ceiling, and it's like newspapers and bottles.
it's
It was
hoarding.
newspapers, bottles, cans, empty containers, and I'm sitting with stuff all around me, and I thought, how can he live like this?
Yeah, no, that
that's
sounds
a
like
sick-
hoarding to me.
Yeah,
It
that
really
is
does.
hoarding.
It's abnormal, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
it's a-
abnormal.
and
But
I don't see it.
maybe this letter's also, Claudia's also describing to us that, you know, he goes out and he finds these finds, and they're, you know, maybe a perfect, shapely, you know, statue or
Is he
ornament.
getting off on the statues more than he's getting off
That's
on
my
her?
point. Maybe he's trying to goad his wife, goad Claudia, into improving her physical attributes. Or
Yeah, that's
attractiveness.
always
Well,
going
that's
to
a
work.
good one, yeah. She could-
So I want to thank you guys. You've been an outstanding panel again.
Letter. Which letter?
Oh, which letter are we going to vote for?
I like the smoking the joint one.
The smoking the joint
Yeah,
one.
letter 2.
Letter 2.
Yeah, so that's Alicia from North Baldwin. You're going to go and catch Brittany Runs the Marathon starring Gillian Bell, which
Get
is...
stoned when you go and watch it.
And you get
You
$1
might
million.
laugh a bit more when you see it.
Make the hash cookies for your mum.
Now, I do believe that Gary Mitchell will be back shortly, so we wish Gary the best and hope he does come back soon. Thanks for taking the opportunity of watching Sweet and Sour. It's been an absolute pleasure. Spending time with these people for the last couple of hours has been a pleasure also. Thanks to the crew here. We look forward to your company again very soon. Goodbye. All the best.